Hey everyone, I'm back with the DIY embellishments video. I'm super excited to be sharing this one with y'all. This is by far one of my favorites I've ever created, and I think it's because there's so my colors and so my style, and I can't wait to put these to use in Project Life. So if you guys have ever received those washi strips and sheets from Studio Calico, you know that they're not actually washi. They're more of a decorative kind of scotch tape feel, but you can kind of treat them as washi because they are transparent. When you place them on white cardstock, it does show up really nicely. So what I'm doing is I'm simply just grabbing several of those strips, and I do use, this isn't really a product that I can say that just sits in my stash. I do love using these on Project Life. I love to fold them over the top of a card kind of for an extra little texture at the top. But I still wanted to put these to use, and I just love the way they turned out. And it kind of happened by accident. If you notice at the top of my screen, I've already cut some out, and that was just when I was playing around. I had some fun making a DIY embellishment, and I loved the way it turned out, so I thought I'd share that with y'all. So another example of washi strips, or those kind of decorative tape strips, are these ones with words on it, and I really love the way these turned out, so I can't wait for you guys to see those. So what I'm doing is I've grabbed several sheets of just white cardstock. I already have these cut to size because they're just pre-cut, and I don't use those in Project Life anymore, but you certainly don't have to use that. You can use any white cardstock or really any pattern cardstock that you want. I just use a light color background because I think it shows up better that way. On that one, that was just some packaging, and I placed lots of the kind of the sticker washi type embellishments right on top of that graph paper, and I am going to cut those out soon. So you guys are just seeing me kind of place the strips down, but eventually I will do something with those strips. I really love the majority of these patterns and these tapes, and so I decided just to mix and match and just have fun with it and not pay too much attention about what is suitable and what works with each other. I just went with the flow, and I really had a good time doing that. You'll notice I wasn't even perfect on one of those circles. I didn't leave enough room around the heart, and so I actually ended up having to cut a little straight edge, but I love the way it turned out. Also, I'm cutting some semicircles because, as you know, that's been one of my favorite things lately to work with. And now I'm pulling out some dies that I can use. So I'm not just using punches on this one. I am also going to use some dies. And any dies or punches that I can find that are either resemble or are the ones that I'm using, I'm going to link those down below. And it does help me out if you do click on the links that I provide. The majority of them, if they take you to an Amazon page, most likely they are an affiliate link. And I do get a small compensation for that. So that is fun. So what I've done is I've taken all my shapes, and you didn't see me go through with my big shot, but I did cut a bunch of the shapes, including that super cute coffee mug. And y'all, I just love the way that turned out with the different colors of the cup, like how the washi was just layered. It just made such a big difference versus just cutting it out of pattern paper. Being able to actually use different strips and kind of choose what colors you want was, like, I think made all the difference. And then I also love the word one, the word coffee cup too, and then the word starburst circles. So now I'm pulling different embellishments, and I'm just going to start layering. This is what I do. You guys see me do this all the time. I think I do this from time and time again because this is what I enjoy, and this is what I like on my pages. I keep it pretty simple. I don't do a whole lot to them. In fact, this one I did not like at all, and I ended up changing it, and I love the way it turned out afterwards. But my idea was to put you plus me, or you and me, on this and use some of the tiny words to fill in the part that said me. And it looks okay on the camera. I just didn't really like it in person. So I kind of move on and decide I'll just kind of keep going with the flow. And I also have these little tiny text phrases that I just created and cut with my silhouette cameo, and I'm using some of those as well, and they have different fonts, and so I decided to kind of mix it up rather than just using the same old typewriter font. I will use these in a future Project Life video, and I will link, once I post that video, I'll announce it on Instagram, but I'll also link the DIY embellishments video that it kind of coordinates with as well. So I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do with the coffee cup because I really wanted it to, I think I wanted it to show. I didn't want to do a whole lot. I wanted the heart to be seen, and I wanted the top of the coffee cup that's cut out to be seen as well. So I actually decided just to leave this pretty simple. And I'll kind of show you how I do that. I grabbed a Project Life card, and I thought this would be a great filler card, and I simply added the coffee cup and then a phrase sticker that says "More Coffee" right underneath. For the next one, I just added a little sticker from the Studio Calico kit from January, and then I added a little wood veneer coffee cup on top. For this one, I'm just adding a simple Go See Do wood veneer piece. And I use a lot of circular elements, but I try to change it up a little bit and kind of add some other things like hearts and the coffee cups and the kind of half circles too. And then I also throw in some pieces of cork, which y'all know I love. So on this one, I really wanted to, so one of my thoughts in all of this was I don't want the shapes to go the same direction. So for those half circles, I want to be able to place some at the top where the edge is parallel with the very top of the card. And I also want to place some where the edge is parallel with the sides of the card too. So you'll see that I change up the directions from time to time. For that coffee cup, I simply added it on a really pretty kind of rainbow card and then added a little puppy sticker underneath that. For these, I'm going to keep it simple like I did for my last DIY embellishments video. I'll link that down below, but I simply added a sticker right on top of that starburst, and then I stapled it down, and instead of adding the sticker right in the center to where it's perfectly aligned or perfectly centered, I kind of offset it to the bottom right, and I put a little wonky staple, and I just love the way that looked. You guys will see some of these close up as well at the end, so stay tuned for that. I'm just going to finish up layering, and I'm going to show some final photos. I have about 4 final photos that I'm going to share with you guys, so stay tuned for that. And I also share sneaks of videos like this on my Instagram. Not only that, I also will be sharing like different DIY embellishment not videos, but step-by-steps on my Instagram channel, or my Instagram page. That I probably won't share on my YouTube, and so you'll definitely want to check out my Instagram. It's Ashley_Laura_scraps, and I will have that link in the description, but I'll also have it linked in an upcoming picture here in a couple of seconds. I will talk to you guys soon. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.